Hello, it is Friday the 25th of December 2020. It is almost 11 p.m. and since I'm just now breaking my fast and tucking into Christmas dinner, I thought I would make this video into a mukbang. So, for the first year ever, I'm having all vegan food, a full plate of vegan food. I've been pescatarian since I was 19, going on 20. And I thought I'd just share it with you since I'm in the mood to share more food videos. Normally I post food stuff on Instagram exclusively and on Facebook, but since it's the festive season and I still have a lot of astrological projects to work on, here's a look at my plate. So I have Brussels sprouts, roast potatoes, vegan macaroni and cheese, roasted parsnips, carrots, and I followed a recipe that I filmed from Avant-Garde Vegan, which was for vegan brisket. But as always, I kind of altered it and made it my own, but it turned out really well. So, and then I have a glass of sorrel and I have vegan Christmas cake and custard. So, ended my fast earlier tonight at around 8:24 when ekadasi tithi finished. Had green juice to break my fast before I tuck in. So, Dear Lord, on this day that we acknowledge the birth of your Son, Jesus Christ, I thank you for all of the blessings you continue to bestow upon us. Thank you for your ever-loving mercy. I pray at this time for all those who are going without and the sacrifices that are being made at this time, Lord God. I pray that you heal us in the new year and the years to come. Amen. So, hopefully I'm going to be able to post a short video on the vegan brisket that I made. I already posted one of the macaroni and cheese. I'll probably re-upload the vegan cookie one. I don't know, it's funny, but I feel like so much has come together this year. Over the years, I've had a lot of periods where I'm more interested in experimenting in the kitchen. And there's been a lot of trial and error over the years with vegan macaroni and cheese. I remember at first I wasn't into it at all. All the recipes I tried, I was like, no. This year, it's been consistently good when I've made it. Even this vegan brisket, this came out really well. I made it from scratch today. And normally with food like this, you should make it a couple nights beforehand. But I don't know, I spent a lot of time in the kitchen today, even though I was fasting, which was a challenge in itself. So if I just show you, this is what the macaroni and cheese is looking like. Of course, this year is a little bit different since normally we aren't experiencing all of these restrictions, you know. I won't say the P word or the C word. But moving forward, this is a new era, you know. It's the end of excess, consumerism as we know it, travel as we know it, free movement as we know it, worldwide. This gravy is literally out of the box, ready-made gravy. You know, just add hot water. I'm not the kind of person who makes every single thing from scratch. I'm no Delia Smith, you know, Julia Childs. I love food as much as Nigella. The way Nigella talks about food is how much I love food. But I don't often have the patience to consistently become good at making things from scratch. When I'm in the mood to make something from scratch, I will. But, you know, this gravy's good with these roast potatoes. I love Brussels sprouts, by the way. For some reason, I'm not the biggest fan of cabbage, unless it's in coleslaw. But Brussels sprouts, I'm not sure why people don't like them. It's like how people enjoy mushy peas, especially with their fish and chips. Can't stand peas, can't stand mushy peas. Some people can't stand sprouts. You can tell so much from a person's individual taste. A lot to do with their upbringing, their environment. Everyone's pretty much, you know, chilling at this point or tucked in bed in a food coma. Obviously, I fasted today, so that's why I'm eating so late. First time ever fasting on Christmas Day. It was very interesting. Would I do it again? Absolutely. And it's so funny because this time last year, I was determined that next year I would, as in 2020, Christmas, I wanted to actually spend Christmas Day volunteering with Crisis, which, if you don't know, it's a charity in the United Kingdom that combats homelessness, helps homeless people with gaining shelter, getting into work, etc. So I wanted to film help by volunteering on actually Christmas Day, because I've volunteered in the past but never on the actual day. And then the pandemic happened and I was just like, well, I guess volunteering's out the window. But that's life, you know. Life is full of surprises. And because I've gained so much clarity this year, I've come to accept that I just need to trust in God. My chart is not for me to be forward planning at all. I'm not blessed in that way. Let me cut into this vegan brisket-esque. I tasted a piece already and it was so good. I can't say that it tastes like beef, but it tastes so good. So I've just cut a piece. Let me just hold that up to the camera. So I put stuffing in the center. Turned out so well. It was my mum that left the kitchen just now. Normally, I probably would have gone into a food coma, fell asleep, woke up and caught the last part of, I don't know, maybe Christmas EastEnders or something. Then come back down have a peck to eat. Normally, I'm one of the last to leave the kitchen. I'm always doing the washing up and stuff. This year, I didn't do the washing up. But I know I'll still contribute as part of the annual cleaning team. The trouble with vegan food or vegetarian food is I never know how to describe it. Some people are so great at describing what food tastes like. I haven't got a clue. This is just, I don't know how to, like, I really don't know how to describe it. Let me think. To me, it's one of the more meatier tasting vegan substitutes I've tried. Couldn't tell you when last I had beef. Probably when I was 18, like a long time ago. But this tastes really, really good. I love how it looks. The glaze, everything. As long as technology doesn't fail me, God willing, I'll post like a brief clip of me making it. Everything I post is so haphazard because it's literally me shooting it and then like trying to balance. I'm technically skilled. I am not. Let me put it that way. Roast parsnip. My mum tends to make parsnip soup. And I thought about having that. But since I wanted to kind of film me eating, I thought it might be a bit much. Might have it tomorrow. Oh. Have some plantain from breakfast. I'm really proud of myself this year. Last year, I said I wanted to become teetotal. I wanted to abstain from sexual intercourse. And I also wanted to work on my relationship with God. And I've done all three this year. So, and I've also been, it's crazy because I've always made a point, even when I've gone to like vegan events and stuff, to say, oh, but I'm not vegan, I'm pescatarian. And this year I've been so much more consistently eating vegan food and preparing vegan food and craving vegan food. I'm just a bit like, wait a minute, Sinead, this probably has a lot to do with your commitment issues. Why can't you commit to being vegan when you know it's the right thing to do? I've never really been a fan of labels, but I'm more than 90% vegan. I'm mostly vegan, to be honest. It doesn't feel right to me whenever I eat food that is non-vegan. But I know some people, they can go cold turkey, like overnight, become vegan. And I'm just not, I'm not great when it comes to temptation. I've just never been that person that can just switch off from certain habits and routines. People, yeah. I can, once I'm finally done, when I'm finally over someone, I can cut them off. I didn't show you the parsnip. I'm not really good at this mukbang thing, am I? There's a bit. Parsnip. This food is so good. I don't know how long I'm going to film this. Continue recording. Let me see. It's going all right so far, I think. I don't know about the Christmas cake. Just thinking about the Christmas cake is daunting, to say the least. I've got some plantain over here, so from breakfast. Fried plantain. I think plantain goes with everything. You know what I've been craving for the longest? But I've never eaten in the UK. Roasted breadfruit. Breadfruit. Like, I've never bought breadfruit. And I've never... My mum's never bought it and prepared it over here, if that makes sense. She's never gone to the market or wherever and bought breadfruit and then prepared it. Whenever we've had breadfruit, it's always been Jamaica or from Jamaica. I don't know. But I'm really craving it. Sometimes you just crave yard food. I think it's because when I eat certain Jamaican food, I just feel connected with home rather than actually having to go there. Anyway, Merry Christmas, one and all. Sorrel is sweet. Actually, I don't think it's sweeter than normal. It's just when you cut back on certain things, everything seems sweet. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish all this food. See, the other thing about vegan food is sometimes certain things have an aftertaste. This vegan brisket doesn't. Let me try and think of something that has an aftertaste. When I made my vegan Christmas cake, which not my first time making vegan Christmas cake. I make it pretty much every Christmas at this point. For how many? I couldn't tell you for how many Christmases I've been making vegan Christmas cake, but this year was the first time I tried the Alpro custard. That custard has an aftertaste. Like, you can taste the soy. Still works, but it does have an aftertaste. It reminds me of the first time I tried tofu and soy milk when I was a teenager, and I was like, no, this is rank. And I think that's a lot of people's experiences when they're trying alternative milks or like vegan or plant-based stuff. You'll taste something and you'll be like, how does everybody drink this? How does everybody eat this? That's how I felt about so many vegan macaroni cheese recipes on YouTube, online, and people be like, this is amazing. And then when I'd follow their recipe to the letter, I'd be like, no, disgusting, gross. What are you tasting? No way, this doesn't work. Certain things only work when your taste buds have completely adjusted, and other things, you're just like, wow, why do we even make it using dairy? Why do we even make it using ingredients that exploit and hurt animals and the planet and hurt ourselves, you know? But speaking of that, this vegan brisket is full of wheat gluten. Can only do these things at Christmas. No matter how good they taste. Definitely gonna have to flush out my system with all this vital wheat gluten. But yeah, I don't know. This reminds me so much of meat. Obviously, I was always a well-done person. Don't think I've ever tasted anything raw. And if it was by accident. I always like things black like me. I never was one for meat that was medium rare, pink, whatever. That was never my thing. So this really calls to mind beef. This is reminding me of beef. Which is, I don't know. But I'm okay with it. Because another thing I don't like with vegan food is when they use, not just because it doesn't agree with me, when they use like beetroot juice, powdered beetroot, what have you. Excuse me, sorry. To mimic blood. Like, why would you want to mimic meat? So let me leave. Veganism is controversial, let me put it that way. I think that's probably why I won't identify as vegan. Because even sometimes when I make my Christmas cake, this year I used dark brown muscovado sugar because I had dark brown muscovado sugar I wanted to use up. But I've also made it with coconut sugar. Now, one of these people would say is vegan. The other, there would be some debate. It's things like that. It just seems tiring and exhausting. And there's a lot of policing, just like the spiritual community. There's some people who are so elitist about the proper way to interpret an astrological chart or what have you. Do palm reading, whatever the medium is. And there's also those people who, because they've studied and put a lot of work and years and effort into it, they don't like the people who are naturally psychic or have a natural ability to pick up on energies without putting in as much years of practice as them. Like, why does it matter? Are you being a light? Are you benefiting society? Are you helping somebody? Are you changing lives? Same with vegans. There's some people who I think ruin it for everyone else, where it's kind of like, okay, you just have the personality type where you like to police people and make people feel bad about their life choices. Like, there are certain instances in life where you have to be on the defensive or you have to be blunt, and I'm a very blunt person, but there's also other instances where you attract more flies with honey than with vinegar, you know? This is a lot. I'm going to show you my plate because I don't know. If I just show you, this is what is left on my plate. I don't know that I'm going to finish it tonight. I say that, who knows when I'm going to finally go to sleep. I'm not in a food coma yet, but because I've broken my fast, I'm feeling it, you know. So maybe I've got to do some stretching and then I'll be able to pile on my plate again. But I don't want to overdo it because you should never overdo it, especially when you just finished fasting. It's not good for your health. So let me not encourage and perpetuate that kind of behavior. Anyway, I hope you have a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, as happy as it can be. As I keep saying, let's all come together as a collective. Let's all work on healing ourselves individually in order to save the world, in order to be a great change in the world, in order to inspire others and be a light. 2021, big year of change. Could argue it's even bigger than 2020. 2020 was more of a wake-up call, clarity, divine intervention. Moving forward, this is the future. This is reality. This isn't the Jetsons. This isn't life on Mars or living in the sky, hovercrafts, flying cars, renewable energy. Nothing's where it should be. So what are we all going to do to change that? If anything, now we're at a point of where we're turning as a society. We have to make a choice collectively, because this can very much and will very much feel like an Orwellian system of 1984. And the fight is just beginning. Anyway, as I said, I'm feeling good. Leave comments down below. Check the description box. I'll have all my links and details down there. I hope this was all right. I've never done a mukbang before, so I'll see you in the next video.